Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick little comparison here, speed test and features rundown between the Galaxy A3 2017 and the iPhone 7 because these two phones actually remind me of each other so much in terms of the build quality, very compact, etc. But there's obviously a massive difference in terms of the price here with both handsets. So we're just going to turn them off and then start them up at the same time here. Got to give props to Samsung to bring a phone with full waterproofing, etc. Fingerprint scanner, same as the iPhone, at half the price here. And I'm just trying to boot this one up. You can see it takes ages for the iPhone to actually boot down. So not the fairest boot up test, but don't blame me, blame Apple. I think the iPhone 7 is going to boot up fast anyway. Yeah, so you can see it's about the same time there, even though the A3 did have quite a big head start. So obviously the biggest difference is going to be your processing package. Apple A10 is pretty beastly compared to Samsung's mid-range processor, but they both do have 2 gigs of RAM. They both have quite similar there. Slightly more storage options obviously on the iPhone 7, and probably a bit better in terms of the camera as well. It's a very flagship level. But how do the speed compare? We're just going to have a look here. Just close everything off, and gotta say I'm really amazed at how good the display is on the A3 compared to a very expensive Apple phone. You can see it's a little bit dull on the iPhone compared to the A3. So nice and fast here with the first one. Look at that blue. That is a really strong, high contrasty blue. And we do have Facebook. Whoops. So we don't have anything there with iPhone. Let's try again. So the A3 you can see is very nice and well optimized, keeping up here or surpassing the latest iPhone. App Store has always been quick on iOS, and clock. So day to day, you can see this is very nice performance on the A3. We're just going to check out some games as well. So we have a few. Does anybody still play Pokemon? We don't know. So maybe the iPhone, you can see, has a bigger advantage when it comes to the games here. Yeah. So that is to be expected, I guess. It's not coming with a flagship processor, but I'm very impressed with the overall kind of optimization here when it comes to opening up stuff, keeping up with a phone which is nearly twice the price. We just open up a few websites here, such as GameSpot. So you can see very similar as well when it comes to the page load speed. And we have, what do we have? We have Guardian. And go. So the iPhone has a slight advantage here when it comes to the web browsing, but the A3 is certainly not far behind. And as I said, you can really see how nice and clean the whites are when it comes to the web browsing here. This is like a yellowish kind of tinge, but this is a very nice, well calibrated display. So that is something to consider. And we can just have a look at some multitasking here, how they manage 2 gigs of RAM. Just go back to the start. So I'm thinking the iPhone will really dominate here a little bit. And you can see straight away we have some very nice multitasking on the latest iOS, which is to be expected. We have seen this quite a lot when it comes to the iOS platform. It seems to dominate Android, keeping the game in memory. So I definitely think it would have been beneficial, to put another gig of RAM into the A3. They have done quite well keeping all the other spec quite similar to the A5, like giving it NFC, giving it waterproofing, etc. But in terms of the multitasking here, you're going to see a bigger difference with the iPhone kind of optimization, shall we say. But would I say the iPhone's worth double the price here? I couldn't actually say that. I don't think. When you consider the screen, the bigger battery, you're getting your fingerprint scanner, very nice software as well, similar to Force Touch, like a software Force Touch. Your active display as well. I'm surprised that Apple hasn't actually implemented some sort of active display, because it seems something that you should implement really. So for those of you who can't quite stretch the iPhone 7, the A3 is certainly a nice compromise here, as long as you don't need obviously the very high kind of camera in terms of the spec. I think you'll be pretty happy with it. I certainly am. Yeah, just a quick little comparison here between A3 and iPhone 7, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.